Hello, my name is Kora Franco. I am on the Neena Perez show, and I am here to talk about not letting your circumstances define your ceiling.
What's up, y'all? This is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. I'm so grateful you guys are here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all of the things. You know how we do around here. So today, I have somebody super special for you. She is amazing. I spoke to her right before we're going to come on this show, so maybe like a week ago or so, and I'm like, yes, you're coming on, okay? She's the founder and CEO of Aesthetics Wine. It's like a modern luxury wine brand built on resilience, intention, and bold self-expression. You know what I love about that? It's not just a product. It has a mission and something behind it. And so she goes from navigating profound personal loss to thriving in high performance in finance. And she has really learned to transform adversity into vision. Now, her work redefines luxury as a mindset, right? This is earned, it's embodied, and lived with purpose. So through her wines, an aesthetic for her, she invites women to celebrate progress, honor those milestones, live unapologetically. And I had to have her here because y'all know, okay? When we find gems out here, we have got to get them on Straight Talk. So let's welcome Kora to the show. Kora, what's up?
Hello. Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited you're here. Now I have a lot of energy, Cora, so I might come at you. Okay,
I'm
but
all
that's
for
just how I
it.
am. Okay, good. That's just how I am. But it's so good to have you. And last time we spoke, I heard a little bit about your story, but I do
Mhm.
want my audience to know who you are because I think that is going to create that deep conversation we're about to have. So, Cora, who are you? Who are you?
Yes, so I am someone who did not let their circumstance define their future.
Hmm.
So, as you know, we were speaking previously, statistically, I'm not supposed to be where I'm at. So, growing up, I didn't have that traditional childhood. At the age of 11, I had lost my mom to cancer. And then a year later,
Mm-hmm.
I found out that the guy that I thought was my father actually wasn't my father through a DNA
That's
test.
tough. That is tough.
So, yeah, so as a child, within a year, I lost two parents.
Mm-hmm.
So, fast forward to 19 years old, I'm in college, just living life. And then, boom, I'm pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, going through that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do? I will say, at that time, I had thought, like, okay, well, maybe that the best option was to give her up for adoption, but I couldn't go through with it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick this out and I just have to do what I have to do. So I worked multiple jobs. I was still in school. And it was a hard time. But then, like a year later, after going through that, I just sat back and then just something came over me and I was like, this is not supposed to be my life. Like, I don't know if you ever
Mm-hmm.
felt that before. You're like, this is
Mm-hmm.
not my life.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, you know what, Corey, you're going to have to like just go hard and just go after what you really want. So, um, I did finish school, but also I had this like emptiness. It was more so of like missing identity because I
Mm,
didn't know who my father was. I didn't have a name. I had nothing at all, and I couldn't ask my mom because she was gone as well. So I went on this 15-year journey of finding out who he was.
wow.
Yes, it was crazy. So I figured I was like, okay, let me like start from the beginning. She also had gotten pregnant while she was in college. So I'm like, okay, let me look through her yearbook. I'm thinking like, okay, you know what? It's going to be easy because she went to a school in a predominantly Caucasian area. And obviously that's not what I am. So I look in her yearbook and it was an HBCU. So they all look like me.
Right. Oh no. Mom.
Like, okay, this is gonna be a journey right here. I'm like, all right, let me start off with like her friends, girlfriends, they talk. So I'm like, okay, maybe she told someone something. They didn't know anything. They were shocked as well. I do think one girl knew. She said, she was like, I don't want to get involved in this.
Mm,
So I'm like, okay, even after death, she was still keeping her lips sealed. So I'm like, okay. So went through that. I hired private investigators.
That's
I
so
went through
hard.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. I went through
Yeah.
this Facebook group that helps orphans find their parents. They couldn't find anything. I went through Ancestry DNA thinking like, okay, that's going to be like a quick, easy peasy. Couldn't find a result with that. The closest match for that was a fourth cousin.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. And, I'm just reaching out to everyone and anyone that I, thought maybe she had dealings with. I'm asking like, is it okay if if I do a DNA test? A lot of them were hesitant, but they did it. So I'm sitting around, I'm testing everyone. It was crazy. It was a crazy journey. Um, Years later, someone did message me back on Ancestry DNA. They were like, okay, what did you say your mom's name was? What school she went to? Gave them the same information. And then she was like, well, we had two brothers that went to that school. Maybe it's one of them. So the first guy that she called, one of the brothers, he said no. He's like, it's not me, but my brother used to date her. Spoke with him. He said that it was a possibility. I flew out to South Carolina. We took a DNA test, and it came back 99.99.
Wow.
Yes, 15
Wow.
years. Yes.
Wow, what a beautiful thing that you were able to use something like Ancestry DNA. Shout out to you, Ancestry DNA.
Yes.
Shout out to you. You're not sponsoring this, but that is just amazing
Right.
because, it's like, it connects you to a world that we think is big, but it's not so big. It's a small world,
Exactly.
right? And that was really cool of him too, to reach out and to say, it's a possibility. Why don't we find out? I'm assuming he just didn't know, right?
He had no idea. And the crazy part about it was like with him and his, actually she is still his current wife, they were trying to have a child and they were aiming to have a daughter. So the whole time
Mm,
he's trying to have a daughter, he actually had one out here. So yeah,
yeah.
it was crazy.
How was it for you, if you don't mind me going back a little bit, right?
Mhm.
Because losing mom must have been so devastating. You're
Yes,
a young little girl by
mhm,
yourself, and we need our moms, right? So
exactly.
that must have been super tough. And then to find out that your dad is not your dad, did he stay in the game with you, or what did he
No,
do? No.
just went his separate ways. Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
That no contact,
Wow.
but never exactly, exactly.
That's tough.
And the crazy part about it is that I think he knew who the guy was. He at least had an idea.
Mm,
I actually reached out to him like years later and I was like, hey, do you have any idea of who it could be? Because I don't know what's going on back then. And then he said no. Come to find out, when I actually found my biological father, I guess he actually knew my uncle because they were in the same fraternity. And so he
no.
knew, like
So
they
he
all went to
knew.
the same school. And I'm like,
Right. Why people, set you off on this long journey, right? Yeah,
exactly.
that's quite devastating too to you because you thought that's your dad and like you're losing two
Hmm.
parents. Like that must have been super lonely for you, right?
It was.
Fast forwarding, like you said, to being 19 and then
Mhm.
having a pregnancy. And how is your daughter?
Oh, she's great now. So she's
Yeah,
in school, she's working.
great,
Yeah,
great.
she's great.
Isn't that
Yes.
awesome? I think sometimes, I had my child very young. I had my child at 15, but I
Oh, wow.
always told him like he came in and saved my life. I think that,
Oh.
when life is really tough and these amazing little angels come into your life, you end
Yes.
up fighting harder, like you said, you
Mhm.
even finished school. Like that's not an easy thing. I know because I had to finish school and that was tough.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes,
I
yes.
also know that all of these experiences mark you, right?
Mhm.
And your story is marked just in this little bit that we've talked, and I'm sure there's more stories that it's marked by loss and resilience, right? And like
Mhm.
self-belief or maybe some self-doubt even, right?
Yes.
How do you think that that formed you? How did all of those experiences like shape you into the woman that you are today? Because you're a CEO, you're rocking it out there, and you're helping other women. So, how do you think those experiences like really shaped you?
Definitely having a child at a young age, I mean, there's another responsibility. You have to be a go-getter. You
Mm-hmm.
have a responsibility. There's a human being that you're responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't quit. You have to just keep moving. As far as the journey with my father, that took a lot of patience.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely taught me patience.
Yeah.
And it taught me to not give up as well. Because a lot of people during that journey, I've heard from so many people give up. It's not worth it. It's never going to happen. And I just couldn't. And the one thing that I kept saying to everyone, I was like, I don't want to be 90 years old on my deathbed thinking coulda, shoulda, woulda. Like
Right,
I
right, right.
have to try. Like even if it doesn't result in what I wanted to result in,
Right.
I have to try. I have to at least know what the result could have been. So
Mhm.
yeah, so definitely I've learned patience, resiliency, and just persistence. Just keep going.
Yeah. Did that bring a whole nother element of siblings and cousins and all of that stuff, or?
Yes, because the whole time I thought I was an only child. So I have a brother, a
Oh,
younger
nice.
brother. Yes, he's awesome. Absolutely love him. So yeah, so now I
I
have a
love
little boy.
that. I love that. I love that your father was so cool to embrace it, even though he didn't know you. Like he didn't know
Yes,
the situation, he didn't even know you were around. Like, but now he
exactly.
got a daughter and granddaughter. Like, boom, boom. Here you go.
Exactly. And one
That's
of the
so
things that
cool.
exactly, and then one of the things that he was like, your mom left like this precious gift behind. He's like, I thank her for that. He's like, even though we lost some time, he's like, I do thank her for, leaving this gift behind. And every day he's texting, he's calling, and he's very active. So he's
I
a good
could
man.
imagine that moment when you opened up those results. That must have blown your
Oh my
mind.
gosh. Yes, it was crazy. And I remember I was at my grandmother's. Yeah, because she was going through this journey with me and she was trying to help me. And I think she felt like really bad for me. And yeah, I could tell she just felt bad. And then she said to me, she was like, I was hoping I would live this. What did she say? I was hoping that I would be alive the day that this happened.
Aw.
And then about like 2 months later, she passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, so she saw it happen.
Oh, that's so good though that she was able to see it, right? That must have
Exactly.
brought so much joy to her. And how
Yes.
about your daughter? How did she receive all of that?
Oh my gosh, she was so happy. She was shocked.
Yeah.
She was like, I didn't think this was actually going to happen. I'm like, oh my god. I kind of was like, sometimes thinking like, well, maybe it's not going to happen, but I just had to keep going. But yeah, she
Yeah.
was shocked. Everyone was shocked that it actually happened after 15 years.
Yeah, that's so great. Congratulations on that because I know that was a
Thank
lot of
you.
work. I want to talk about how that's built you, right? Because you
Hmm.
you're out here and you're CEO and you're having and you're redefining luxury as a mindset, right? I was reading that in
Hmm.
your bio. And not about a price point, but actually about a mindset, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I want to talk to you about how you started to transition into that. Like what does that mean to you in practice too, that using luxury as a mindset, where did that come from, right? How did you get that
Hmm.
for your life, for your leadership? Like I want to know about you, so I want to know, like, how did we go from that college and being a mom and working hard and doing
Hmm.
all that to what you're building today?
Yes, a lot of it stemmed from that 15-year journey. Um, my mindset changed. Like going through that, oh my gosh, like it changed dramatically. Just basically
Hmm.
just not giving up, going after what you want and so forth. But that's how the brand is actually tied to that backstory. So our brand ethos is bold, ambitious, resilient. So it's
Mm.
tied to that story. And the reason why it's tied to that story is because whenever there was a milestone that was accomplished, one of the things that I would do with like friends and family, we would do wine tastings.
Oh,
So that's how the wine
I
ties
see.
into, yes.
Okay. Okay, I love that. So talk to me about your wine business. Tell me a little bit about it. Like, is this something you thought you were going to get into at some point, or it just kind of started because of that celebration moment, or what was that? Aha.
Yeah, so the celebrations, but I remember we would always go to this one particular spot at Cooper's Hawk. We're not promoting, well, I guess I am promoting them, but at Cooper's Hawk, we would always have wine tastings there. And I would sit there and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had a wine brand. I thought that it would, I thought that it was something that I couldn't have at the time. I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
the closest that I can get to it is just like the wine tastings, basically. But then I was like, you know what? I can do this. Like, let me try. I'm going to try to do this. So I tried and I was like, okay, let me get as much information as possible. There were a lot of gatekeepers.
Oh yeah, of
I'll say
course,
that.
of
Yes.
course.
So yeah, so I just basically I worked my way through it. I'm still working my way through it because it's always something to learn. But so that's pretty much how I got into wine is because of the celebrating through each milestone.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, it's interesting, right? Like those moments are what set you off to to the
Hmm.
next venture, to the next thing, right? So
Exactly.
what does that mean, luxury as a mindset and not a price point? What do you mean by that?
A lot of people think like, oh, I have a Chanel purse, or I have these Christian Louboutins or whatever, so that's luxury. I mean, yes, it is a form of luxury, but your mindset is the most
Mm,
luxurious thing that you can
mhm,
have. It can
mhm.
take you from one place to another.
So true.
So that, yes, that to me at least, that's true luxury. Just having the
Mhm.
right mindset, motivation, just being like positive. And you're gonna get, like, if you're trying to do something, you're going to get a lot of no's, but just keep going at it until you get your yes, because each no is getting you closer to your yes. Just having that
Yeah.
resiliency and so forth.
Yeah, I wish most of us had that. Especially as women. I wish we had that the no is going to get us to the yes.
Yes.
Sometimes as at least with the women I've worked with and stuff, they allow
Hmm.
the no's to make them feel like they're not good enough or smart enough or whatever the enough thing
Exactly.
is. And I'm always like, no, 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 you have to go through all the no, 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 no.
Yes.
So you can have all the practice and the verbiage and everything you need,
Hmm.
and then you get to the yes, you got it, you killed it. You know what I mean? And they're
Exactly.
like, okay, but it's true. And I know that
Hmm.
I was reading your bio and you built your foundation on like banking and consulting and now that's
Yes.
a really high male dominated space, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So and I mean, and that's not a bad thing. I'm a chef, right? So
Mhm.
I've been an executive chef. I've run teams, the whole thing,
Ooh,
and
yeah.
that's also a male dominated space. So I'm
Exactly.
really want
Yes.
to know what lessons you got from those environments that have
Hmm.
really influenced you right now with the way you lead.
Yes, and that's actually how we started Aesthetic for Her, because of being in those male-dominated
I love it.
spaces. So within the wine industry, it is heavily male-dominated as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So especially in vineyard ownership and leadership, you see mostly men, but you will see some women working, but they're not really at the top,
Right. Right.
leadership. And then
Right.
I've noticed, like, while I was building this wine brand, I noticed that I wasn't getting the respect that I felt like I should have. I
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
getting very little respect. I was just kind of like looked down upon. And especially being a Black female in wine, because it's not too many of us that, within the industry. And on top of that, not having the traditional background, I just didn't get the respect. So I was like, you know what? Let me build something that's for women, that's going to empower women. And
Yeah.
it's also connected to wine as well. So that's when I created Aesthetic for Her. So it's a social club that has a wine club embedded within it.
That's
So
so cool.
basically, it's women just elevating one another, just female empowerment, basically.
Okay. Okay. Well, talk to me about that. What does that look like? Is that like do you have events or is that a online thing? Like talk to me about the program.
Right. So right now we are in private beta. So it will be a downloadable app on Apple and Google. So basically, in about like 2 more weeks, we should launch where you can actually download it yourself. But within private beta, essentially what we have is people that are in the space and they're like testing it out, like, oh,
Oh,
let's
nice.
incorporate this, or maybe we can remove this and so forth. So that's where we're at with it right now. We
Okay.
will have in-person events as well. We plan on launching in LA because we've noticed that we've received a lot of interest within LA. So we're starting there first and then New
Okay.
York, because I'm in New York. So
Right, right. Now, is it going to be just for women of color or all women or
all
what?
women.
All women. That's beautiful.
Hmm.
And you're trying to just build this for entrepreneurship, or is it for people or women who want to be in wine?
Oh no, so it's for entrepreneurs, it's for creatives, innovators, it's
Oh,
for women in
nice. Okay.
corporate, just women of all life, of all walks of life.
I got it. So it's not just about the wine, it's about the meaning and the milestones and the development of women, right?
Exactly. So it's
Mm,
very much like a social club. When you go to social clubs, they have like the different rooms. So when you go into the app, there's the actual different rooms. So there's like a wine and wellness. I'm
mhm.
sorry, health and wellness. There is wine as well, and then there's like business. So within the business section, women can network with one another. If someone's like,
Mhm.
oh, I need someone to do UGC for my beauty brand, and then there's a beauty brand in there. So there's AI that's incorporated within it. So it will say, hey, like Angela says she needed XYZ, and you're doing XYZ. And so you two maybe want to like speak with one
I
another.
love that. I love that. Well, you're building a community. It's not just about products. right?
Exactly.
I love
Yes.
that. Why do you think that's so critical? Like, there's a reason why you birth that, right? So
Hmm.
what do you think is the connection? Why is that such a critical part about what you're doing, especially for women nowadays, modern women?
Right. So a lot of us are in these male dominated spaces, and we are not valued as much as we should be valued. We may be cut out of certain deals. So you know what? Let's just deal with one another.
Look at that. What? Y'all listening? Are y'all listening?
Don't cut
Y'all
us
better
out.
be listening.
We're gonna build.
They better be listening out here, okay? Because I have a lot of women that listen to this show, a lot of entrepreneurs, and
Hmm.
I'm always talking about women come to the table with a lot, and sometimes they don't
Hmm.
feel like they have a seat at the table. I'm like, build your own damn table. Just build your own damn
Exactly.
table,
Yes.
because I mean, I had to do that too. I mean, in the business for 20 years, but it took
Hmm.
me a long time to get there. And it was always like this thing of like, women can't run the kitchen, or women can't, do this, and women can't. Well, I've
Hmm.
proved all of that wrong, but it took a lot of fight and
Yes.
effort to do it. So I love what you're doing, and I respect it. I respect it highly, right? And I want to know, for like women who are out here doing their thing on my end too. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just wondering, like, what would you tell that woman who has achieved a lot, but she still feels like she's becoming, right? What would you tell
Hmm.
her about claiming her confidence and celebrating how far she's already come? What would you tell her?
Yes, definitely. Do not let anyone devalue you. You are worth everything in the world. And
Yes.
just basically just go after whatever you want. Please do not let these people stop you or make you feel worthless. Like, don't do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, just please don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what you're doing too, right? Like, you're building a community so they don't feel that way, and that they realize their value and worth, and that they are, we're always becoming. I don't think we ever arrive. At least that's my view on it. I want to keep learning and growing until the day I pass, right? Because
I
I think
agree.
it's important for us to keep evolving. I want to know about your wine though. Let's talk about your wine. Um, is it out in the markets yet? Is it still testing? Like, tell me about that.
Yeah, so we have three varietals, Cab Sauvignon, or Cabernet Sauvignon, Sauvignon Blanc, and Chardonnay. It is available online at aestheticwines.com.
Nice.
Right now, we are doing D2C. We are trying to expand, so we're working with distributors to expand into restaurants and out in retail and
Mhm.
so forth. So hopefully, you'll see it out in the market soon. But right now, you can order online at aestheticwines.com.
How are you feeling in those spaces? Like, I know that you said that, you weren't looked at as somebody who was serious enough, right? You're a
Hmm.
woman, you're a woman of color, you're getting into this wine
Hmm.
space. There's not many women of color in this space. How do
Right.
you feel now walking in that space?
I feel good. I feel good because
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah, at first I was like, okay, I don't really know the wine industry that well. And, my world was like banking. So I'm like, okay, it was a lot to learn. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I have these people that are like born into like this space, they grew up in
Mhm.
like wine country and so forth. And I'm like, oh my God, I felt a little intimidated. But I'm like, you know what? It's fine. Like, I got this.
Right,
I
right,
feel good
right,
now.
right.
Yes, I feel good now. Like, I got this. And I'm like, okay. And, also, I am part of the Association of African American Vintners. They've been extremely supportive. Like,
Oh,
so
good.
yes, yes, yes. So just having like a little, small community that's there as well, like helped out a lot as well.
Yeah, I'm sure, right? Because we need that
Mhm.
community. You cannot build alone, right? You do need
Exactly.
a community and guidance, and especially because you're in a field that can feel saturated, right? It can
Hmm.
feel like
Yep.
there's a lot out there, but what you're bringing is a different element to that, and especially for women, like making them really think about beyond what they think they can go, or how far they can go, or what they can create. Because you
Exactly.
yourself said, I come from banking. I don't know wine like that, right?
Hmm.
So have
Right.
you like kind of like stuck your head in the game and saturated yourself with all things wine?
Yes. So I took the WSET exam, so I am certified now. And then just
Awesome.
basically just trying to learn as much as I can. Like I have so much to learn still, but like, yeah, I'm just trying to
Mhm.
learn as much as possible.
Mhm. Well, I mean, it's a real luxury, but also a very knowledgeable industry, right? Like to become a sommelier or anything, there is a lot that
Mhm.
goes into that, years and years of study. So it is a lot to learn, where the grapes are, where they grow, what part of the region. Like it is a lot of work. Isn't Cora? I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah, thank you
I'm
so
really proud of
much.
you, because that takes a lot. It takes
Thank you.
grit.
Thanks, but
Yeah.
I do want to like one of the things that I try to convey as well is like over here is not like snobby. I'm like, look, just enjoy the wine. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
know like all the terminologies of it. I'm like, just enjoy it because people are asking like, oh, well, what is this? What? Just enjoy
Right,
it.
right, right. Like, what are the tannins? I'm like,
Right.
just like the wine. I just like the wine. Good for you. Good for you. And how, if you don't mind me wrapping it like back to dad, how is that
Mhm.
going? The relationship with your father, and
Mhm.
and how does he feel about the wine thing? Was he there when it was starting to emerge? Like, tell me about that.
Yeah, so we talk every day.
Oh, I love
He
it.
was with me when I opened the first bottle of aesthetic wines. We were
Oh my
at
gosh.
STK and it's on TikTok. I have it on TikTok. But yeah, he was there when I opened the first bottle because, of the connection with the wine and the backstory
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Are you finding that women are are connecting with that? Like, are you finding that
Mhm.
that it's really starting to reach women in that space?
Yes. And initially, I thought the wine would resonate with Gen Xers and Boomers. Surprisingly, it's been resonating a lot with millennials and Gen Zers. And it
Oh,
seems like we're getting like a lot of traction in like LA. So that's the reason why we're launching in LA first.
yeah.
But yeah, but surprisingly, yeah, it's yeah, people are interested and they love the messaging. So I'm like, yes. I mean, hopefully, they just take that messaging and apply it out in the world. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good for you. No, I love it because it's and this is and everybody who listens to my show knows I don't bring like products onto my show.
Mhm.
But I do bring humans onto my show, and those humans have a story which then connects to what their business, their entrepreneurship, their plan. But I wouldn't we me you and I would not have just come on here to just talk about wine. I want
Right.
people to know who Cora is so that they see the
Mhm.
power behind the wine, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It's all
Yeah.
about the messaging of it, the product.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like, who's the
Yes.
founder?
Yeah, and women are, we're really the consumer, right? Like we are the one that go
Exactly.
out and make these decisions, and we're the one that really do buy the wine, and
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep.
It's very interesting because it is a male dominated industry, but it is geared towards women,
I was
right?
saying the same thing to someone else. Yes.
So interesting. So interesting. I mean, it's just like what is like lingerie created by man, but women are the main users, I think.
Victoria's Secret. Yes.
Yeah.
I shouldn't
Somebody's
call
secret. It's somebody's secret. Right. It's somebody's
it a hairstyle,
but I'm really, I'm looking forward to supporting your wine and ordering
oh, thank
some, and
you.
I'm really excited about what you're doing out in the world. And I
Mhm.
hope that once you have your beta out, and or your app out, and everything happens in about a year or so from now, I'd love to have you back on and tell us about your beautiful success story, and all the women and everybody that you've communicated with and have gone into your community, because it's important. And
Mhm.
I think this is a great way for women to recognize and realize you don't have to stay in the mundane whatever job thing. There
Correct.
are other avenues. I'm glad you were able to see that, right? You're like, I'm not
Mhm.
just celebrating wine, I'm going to actually dominate it. So there you go.
Exactly. There you go.
I
Yes.
love it. All right. So Cora, I want people to know where to follow you, buy the
Mhm.
wine, like really support you. So give us that information.
So you can purchase the wine on aestheticwines.com. You can follow us on TikTok, Aesthetic Wines, and then also Instagram, Aesthetic Wines.
Okay. Oh, wow, you made it simple.
Yes, and then also, or we have the landing page for people to sign up for Aesthetic for Her. That is aestheticforher.com.
Okay, okay. And that's to sign up because it's still in beta right now, right?
Exactly,
Okay,
yes.
okay,
Mhm.
great. Send me that information too. I'll make sure that all of our listeners have that information in the
Okay.
notes. So just send me all of that just because I want to make sure that they do connect. And like I
Okay.
said, a lot of women listen to the show. So I would love to send them your way. But Cora, you're amazing. I love your energy. I
Thank
love what you're doing. I'm
you.
so like excited and proud of what you're putting out there. So I cannot wait to support it myself. Thank you for
Oh,
being
thank you
here
so
with
much.
me.
No, thanks for having me.
Awesome sauce. You're amazing. Amazing. I told you guys, right? I know. I love her too. I love her too. All right. I'm going to make sure I list all of her information below because you have to follow. And I want to make sure that you also buy with intention. This is one thing I talk to you guys about all the time: buying locally, buying with intention, buying what's good for you, like all that kind of stuff. So buy with intention. You're not just supporting a wine that's out here. You're actually supporting somebody who's pushing out a movement, right? And I want you guys to really support and love on Kora because you guys are amazing. You guys are my straight talkers. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you send this out to everybody. And when you get that link from below, make sure you share that as well. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. This is Neena Perez. This is Straight Talk, no sugar added. Until next time.